Hello, welcome to the Citrus Garden. If you're new here, my name is Christina. If you're not new here, hi, welcome back. It's great to see you. This is a reading for Libra sun signs, or if you have significant Libra placements in your chart and are needing a masculine energy to work with or balance within yourself, then this reading is for you. Or if you're just feeling called to it for whatever reason, there may be a message in here for you, Libra. So let's get started. We're starting off with, at the bottom of the deck, you have the air spirit knowledge and the bluebird spirit happiness, which is so lovely. I feel like there's some sort of information coming in. If you don't already know what this is, it's like you may be receiving a download about like a certain situation. It feels like it's work related. I'll be honest, that's coming in for you, that you may also be sort of like leaving a situation maybe, or that like others are perhaps seeing you as taking a leadership position in some aspect of your life, perhaps like because it's coming in as like leading the way, or you have some sort of knowledge that is helping others, is kind of how it's coming through, Libra. It seems like in terms of like your work, that's the overall context of your reading. But there's this other thing that's almost coming in as just like a happy surprise or a pleasant surprise. I feel like this is your energy here with the gazelle, but you also have the sun and the strength card. But like, look at all this sun energy. This is all this like happiness, and I feel like clarity as well that you have, Libra. With this gazelle card, this talks about like being really present. And I feel like there's something here about like, if you have been feeling like very clear-minded, or like having a lot of clarity, having a lot of like direction, or just feeling very peaceful as well, it could be because of this strength energy. So this is feeling kind of like somebody who is a really good friend or has a lot of strength. They have a lot to contribute here with this rose. It's feeling like they're a really supportive person is kind of how it's coming through here. So they may not be necessarily making themselves known to you if you're not aware of who this is, but it's kind of like their influence is having a really prominent effect on your mood or your happiness, or just like feeling very calm. I feel like they bring a very calming steadiness. That's part of their strength. I feel like that's wanting to come through here. It's just wanting to mention this because I feel like you may not be seeing them very clearly, Libra. It's like that they have something to offer you, but perhaps they're just like, I feel like you're focused on something else is kind of how it's coming through. Like whatever the actual reading part is, I feel like this is just coming in for you to say, hey, Libra, pay attention. Like there's something here, perhaps that you've not been focusing on that maybe deserves a bit more of your attention. But anyways, so I'm just going to leave that there. They may have Leo in their chart somewhere, so just keep that in mind. But it doesn't have to be. Anyways, they have a lot to contribute and a lot to offer you. So I'm going to get into the actual reading part. So there's like two parts of this reading where it's like your cards, Libra, are focused very much on wealth, career, finances is what this combination of cards is feeling like. So that might be your main focus, or that like I feel like you're working on something here, like increasing your wealth or paying attention to your finances, something career related. And then you also have here the Valley card. This was the first card in your spread, which says deep personal strength and peace that assure success, which is really lovely. Because I feel like perhaps you're coming out of like a difficult position here with the Valley, because the Valley typically talks about like a low point perhaps, or like feeling low or whatever that is. But from this low point, I feel like you've gathered a lot of strength. It could be because of like with the assistance of somebody, it doesn't have to be. I feel like this is also like your strength as well. With the 9 of Wands, this is talking to me about like climbing a ladder, or like building a ladder or staircase to get out of perhaps a tricky situation, or just like building yourself up, or building up whatever it is that you're choosing to focus on. That's sort of the energy that's coming through here. And then the next couple of cards, here you have the World and the Lovers, which is so beautiful. There's a lot of rainbow energy coming through your reading today, which I feel like is emphasizing the idea of like, after it rains, the sun comes out and there's all this sort of rainbow energy, right? I feel like you're completing a major cycle here, perhaps in terms of your finances. And the Lovers here is talking about like going to warmer climates. It talks about like returning home to me. There could be significant Gemini energy as well that's helping with this, or it's also talking to me about like clarity and direction and purpose, and having just like an instinctual knowledge of what it is that you need to do, or what you need to move towards, or whatever this however you want to phrase that. That's sort of what I'm getting with this Lovers energy. And it's also coming in with playfulness. So again, it could be this partnership that's adding a lot of playfulness to your life, that could be helping you to get out of a tricky situation, or like just motivating you. It feels very much like they're supporting you. They've got your back. They're lending you some of their strength is kind of how it's feeling to me. And it's really lovely. I feel like this playfulness energy is really important. I feel like that's part of how you're going to get out of a sticky situation, or like because the next card coming out here is this Purification, which implies, because of purification, that there was something either like muddying your energy, or like a lack of clarity, right? Or like a contamination of some sort. So you're purifying that. Perhaps in terms of your finances, right? There could have been like I don't know, just like purifying what it is that you're spending your energy on, or on your resources, or whatever that is. Purification is kind of what's coming through. And this playfulness is key to that. That's sort of how it's feeling to me. But anyways, Libra, you are manifesting your dreams here. So whatever it is you've been doing recently, if you're not feeling like that, it's like there's this energy coming in that's like helping you to be a bit more playful, or like connect with your happiness, or giving you direction and purpose again to manifest something that you really want, right? To manifest your dreams. And what's coming out underneath that, you have the 3 of Wands and the 10 of Pentacles, right? Which is all of this vision, this clarity. Like it could be like a dream of yours, right? Or like knowing which direction to go in. And with the 10 of Pentacles, again, look at all this rainbow energy. It's like it's you're attracting a lot of abundance is what's coming through here. So that is your energy. And if you wanted, you could stop the reading here. There is this second part though that's kind of coming in. It's coming through as like either like a friend or a colleague or something like that. So they have this energy coming in. So you have here the Claw, which says be careful, do not take risks. And then the Ant card, which says work, achievement, success, and the Bat. Someone is working against you. Take care, someone is working against you. So these two cards came out in the Capricorn reading that I did yesterday in that big reading. So you may want to take a look at that. They may have Capricorn in their chart, but they're also coming out with the Chariot, which is Cancer. So a lot of cardinal energy, which is Aries, Libra, which is you, and Cancer, Capricorn, right? So I don't know if that has any significance to you or not. Regardless, I feel like there's somebody here. They're coming out with the Chariot. And at the bottom of the deck, they have here the Cat, which says a two-faced friend. So I don't like this phrasing. I don't think it's like a being two-faced, but I feel like there is something that they're not necessarily sharing with you that could be like something that they're dealing with here with the cat and the bat. I was getting this energy of like the Cat in the Hat, if you're familiar with Dr. Seuss. Cat in the Hat, which is a story about like this anthropomorphized cat that trespasses into the house of like a young boy and girl and then makes a whole mess of things while the parents are out. So it could be something that like that's what they're dealing with, is kind of how it's coming through. Like this individual, perhaps like a colleague or a friend, is dealing with a situation where they're like having to clean up a mess that was left behind by someone else. That's kind of how it's feeling to me with the bat. I don't feel like this is their energy. I feel like this is something that they're dealing with. Like somebody is working against them maybe, or that's how they're feeling anyway, where it's like they're having to clean up a mess is kind of how it's feeling. And so they may actually be approaching you, Libra, about like working together, because the ant talks about, the ant to me talks about like a colony or a community of like sharing the load, working together, collaborating, that kind of thing. So it's like this person may be asking you to collaborate or like wanting to work together with you, because the cards that are coming out here to describe this dynamic here, you have the 10 of Pentacles, which is your energy, then the 8 of Pentacles and the 9 of Pentacles. So all of this like pentacle energy, it feels like they're wanting to join forces in some way. I feel like you know who this person is already. It's like you are colleagues or something like that. And especially because of this, like this is the 9, this is the 10 of Pentacles, but the configuration of the Pentacles here are the same. The only difference for the 10 of Pentacles is that the 10th Pentacle is in the middle here. So I feel like there's something about like Libra. I feel like you have something. It's kind of like maybe you have information that they are wanting or needing of some sort. It's like you have information that they're missing, is what's coming through here. And so it's like maybe they're wanting to collaborate or something, perhaps asking you for information. I'm getting kind of like this hesitancy though, because with the 8 of Pentacles, it's coming out with like the spider energy, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but it's kind of coming through with this energy of like, is this a shortcut? Like, are they trying to offer a shortcut? Because it feels kind of like the shortcuts may not be helpful in the long term, is kind of how it's feeling to me. Especially because you have this card to describe like what it is they may be proposing to you, which is the transcending Pegasus. Because it's kind of like they're here with this chariot, right, as this horse, but it's kind of like with your knowledge, Libra, they could potentially fly away, is what, or like ascend or transcend this problem, right? Like with your knowledge, they can reach higher heights or something like that, right? The only reason why it's coming out with a caution, Libra, because I feel like I don't necessarily feel that they have negative intentions towards you or like whatever it is. It just kind of feels like you have something of value that they think would also benefit their situation, is kind of how it's coming through here. So their energy is coming out like this, where you have the Rainbow Waterfall Miracles, and the Crystal Cave Trust. So I'm seeing this as like perhaps what it is that they're trying to offer. It's like there's potential for a lot of miraculous growth perhaps in this dynamic. But it kind of feels like they're actually behind the waterfall is what I'm seeing with this, because the card to describe their energy is this, the Seven of Swords, which traditionally talks about like deception of some sort. Again, I don't necessarily feel that they're trying to deceive you. It's just kind of like there's something that they are withholding or not quite sharing with you yet, is kind of how it's feeling. Like they're keeping something very close to the chest, and they're not wanting to disclose something that perhaps would change your perspective on whether or not you enter into this partnership, is kind of how it's feeling. It would make a difference, is kind of how it's coming through, but perhaps they're not willing to part with that information yet, is kind of how it's feeling. So for you, Libra, it's like, just be cautious, just be aware that there may be more to the story that they're not necessarily sharing with you yet, is kind of how that's coming through. What I'm also seeing here as well, because I wanted to get more information. I put the cards away. Sorry, I had to record this twice. I wanted to get more information on like what their energy was like to explain this Seven of Swords, because I don't necessarily feel that they're deceiving you out of like bad intentions or anything like that, but I was trying to figure out why it says trust here, because the Seven of Swords is not trustworthy. And it kind of feels like, so the card I pulled to describe their energy was the Eight of Swords, right? Like you can see how similar the stances are, or the positions of these two characters are inside a cave of some sort. And the Eight of Swords talks about limiting beliefs. So it may be that they have some sort of limiting belief on what they can achieve on their own, is kind of how it's coming through to me. Like perhaps they're asking you for a partnership because it's like they have the Nine of Pentacles, but they're missing the Ten of Pentacles, is kind of how that's feeling. Or they're missing something. I don't know what it is that they're missing. And perhaps you have an idea of what that is, or you have the knowledge, or you could potentially, I don't know, help them out of the cave, is kind of how that's feeling. I feel like they need to trust themselves a bit more with this energy, because the Eight of Swords talks about like not believing that you can do something. How I'm seeing this as well, especially because this is a Pegasus, right? So they have all of the information that they need, is kind of how it's coming through here with the Chariot and the feathers here. I'm seeing this Nine of Pentacles as being very protective. So they may be protecting something about like, they may be protecting what they have, is just kind of how it's coming through, especially with this one. It's like they're sitting on something or protecting something that would, if they were to like give that thing up, whatever it is that they're protecting, it would actually unlock the key for them, is kind of how I'm seeing this. I was also getting with this energy, Libra, like this parable. It's just a story. I'm not trying to push religion on anyone. I'm just using this as a metaphor, where it's like there's a story that talks about like a rich man and a poor woman who both go to give an offering, right? A rich man and a poor woman, where there's the poor woman who doesn't have a lot of money, for example, but she gives everything that she has to this offering, right? Everything that she has, even though it's little. It's a little amount. It's a small amount. And then the rich man gives a lot of money as an offering. But relative to what he has, it's a tiny, tiny sacrifice, right? Like it's just like spare change to him, basically. But in terms of if you were to actually look at the monetary value of those offerings, obviously the rich man gave more, right? So it's kind of feeling like this where it's like there's someone here who perhaps is giving a lot relatively to what you're giving, Libra. But if you look at the amount of like how much you're sacrificing and how much they are sacrificing, you are sacrificing much more than what they are, even if the monetary value is significantly less, if that makes sense. So how I'm seeing this is like in this partnership, if you were to enter into this partnership, it's kind of like just be aware of like what each person is sacrificing, because it's kind of like this one here is perhaps giving a big amount, but in the relative scheme of things, it's a very small sacrifice, whereas you would be giving a big sacrifice, even though it feels like a little bit, if that makes sense. So hopefully that resonates on some level. There's also just a guidance of like, obviously use your intuition. I feel like if you are feeling like there's some form of deception or like they're not being forthright about some circumstance, it's kind of like I would just be like, use your intuition about this energy. Because if they're asking you to trust them, but then they're coming in with this, that's not really a trustworthy energy. So I'm going to leave it there, Libra. If you're interested in a personal reading, you can find the link in the description box below. If this resonated with you, please like, share, subscribe, or leave a comment. It helps so much. Thank you for sharing your energy with me, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.